tror stadig ikke, jeg kan få chatten til at virke. Det er som om, jeg synes, jeg vidste, hvad jeg skulle gøre for at få det til at virke, men nu kan jeg ikke huske det.
Stenet.
Det er ikke helt nemt. Det er sådan noget, man skal oprette. Hvordan fanden er det? 2 sekunder. Nej.
Okay. Jeg sidder og hører det på computeren nu.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Half the Race Gone. We're back in iRacing. We're going to be doing some more practice tonight for the Spa 24 hours. That's next week, where we have a 3-hour race planned on Sunday as well. So this is a very important practice session for us, and we're quite excited to have you guys along. We have a hosted session up that's going to be up for 3 hours, so we have plenty of time to get some good practice in here. I'm here with my good guy Dirten DK, he's in the chat with me. Dirten, say hello to the good folks. You should. And I just realized that the reason why he isn't responding isn't because the sound is off, it's because I didn't press the push to talk button. So, Dirten, welcome to the channel. Now you should be able to hear me as well. Say hi to the good folks.
Now you... Hey guys, I was just thinking...
PC is difficult.
It requires a whole other level of thinking, that's for sure, and preparation and stuff like that. But good evening, everyone. And yeah, time to get even more acquainted with Spa. Traels probably already mentioned this, but we're doing a 3-hour VRS Endurance team race. It's a 2-man team race on Sunday, and we'll be streaming that, of course. So this is also like not the final practice before that, but practice. This will be the perfect test for the coming 24-hour race next weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. They couldn't have planned it any better with regards to timing with that 3-hour race. It's like they wanted us to have a dry run. I bet they did as well. I bet that's why they planned it like that.
I'm having my thoughts about that. Now, why do I have to configure my controls?
So I just went to voice activity in Discord because I kept forgetting to push the start button. Oh, look at this. There's already quite a few guys in the lobby. Kerr got in before me as well, it looks like. Not too bad, not too shabby. Just a quick check on the volumes to make sure that it wasn't too terrible with the levels. We're still fiddling around these things, of course. Does sound pretty okay this time, I feel like. Let me know in the comments if you want anything changed.
Yeah, let me...
an opportunity for improvement.
I would just try to say something real fast and see how that sounds.
Yeah, I just checked and you were like way louder and clearer than me, but you do have a studio quality microphone almost, and I have a weird bass gaming microphone.
I think we definitely need to turn it up. I'm just listening to the stream right now, and we're both low, I think.
What? No. Hey Martin, nice on the congrats on the 380. Yeah, but I don't want to mess doing like to set myself up now by messing up the game. I don't want to do that quality of microphone like now. So just turn you down a tiny bit. I think that'll be fine. Really very loud.
Yeah, it's just fine.
We've been fiddling around with different setups since the last time, and we're actually running a pretty much completely new setup now. It feels a lot better. As I said, I will get a lot of power in it here, and I don't have my Bluetooth on. Jim, Jim, I can't hear you, Jim. Jim, Jim, where are you, mate? Radio check. Radio check.
Radio check. Spotter, radio check.
There he is. There he is. Ah, it feels so much better now. So it's gonna be another fast session, this one, with track temperature of 26 now. I feel like I probably should have turned it up a bit. Like
take care, there's a car approaching.
Because we would have had enough time to run above 26 ticks. Spoiler alert, it's not gonna get any higher.
Yeah, indeed. That's really true. That's how it is.
Hey, Jamar, welcome, welcome to the stream. Yes, my name is indeed very, very close to yours. But I'm guessing you're not. Are you called Jamar in real life? I've never seen you on. I don't actually know your real name. Now I'm reading the chat. The chat is really hard to read because I don't have my laptop these days. I will have soon. Not right now. I'm barely audible when it's on. Ah, iRacing, such a realistic game. It's being 1/5 of an outlet.
I might have to rejoin the session. My not really functioning. Just a second.
So, what do we think about now? I think I turned it up.
Take 6 clear, push.
Testing. Making noise and testing.
I say you still need to turn yourself up a little bit.
There's
Now
traffic
I'm
behind, take care.
pretty much cranked on the game. Let's see how that works. Sorry about testing the audio in the beginning of the stream, you guys, but didn't have the opportunity to test it properly after getting off from work, unfortunately. Good thing it's a long lobby, huh?
Yeah, plenty of time to get on. I'm still, and I'm joining the lobby.
Sorry about testing the audio at the beginning of the stream here, guys, but didn't have the opportunity to test it properly after being off from work, unfortunately.
But it's much better now. Your audio is perfect now.
Echoes from YouTube. Yeah, cheers, Chris. Welcome to the stream, by the way. That's Martin's design, the graphics. I just put it on there. Sorry about the way the chat looks. I don't even know if you can read it, but I couldn't get it to work just all I was the way I was hoping to right now. So this is the best I could do with a few seconds of work. Yeah, what's up, Wallace?
Welsh.
Oh, he's Chris. He's Chris on YouTube.
I know what Shamar's name is. His name is Florian.
Yeah, I should know as well. I think I've read it like a bunch of times because it's on all the IGTL stuff.
It is indeed. Yeah, but once we know the audio is running perfectly, then then the Traels will be able to turn off the stuff he's listening to, and yeah, then we'll be rid of the echoes.
Yeah, I mean, it should be gone now. And I won't be listening to my own stream anymore, don't worry. I'm hoping to actually do some practice now. Kind of strange how I just spent 10 minutes in menus and stuff and I didn't have I didn't drink any of my coffee. But now that I'm racing, I can't wait to get onto the camel straight so I can sip my coffee. Camel coffee, it's a thing. Yeah, Chris, I knew, man. I just feel like when you use a name on a site, you should respond by that name. Plus, I think I've mixed up you and Stig once or twice because you both have your real names on YouTube, and both at some point had pictures of you riding bikes as well, which makes it kind of hard when you only have a name and an avatar to go by.
Stig is just TSR Motorsport on YouTube.
Was it on, I don't know, somewhere where they both had bike riding pictures? The track is already super duper fast. I'm just cruising around and I'm still like hanging on to my pace almost.
Instantly how grippy it is when entering corner.
Not if you don't downshift. Traction control just makes it impossible to save when it's oversteering.
Yeah, when it goes, it goes.
Yeah. Like if you could instantly switch it off. Oh, I got black flagged as well. There we go.
The leader has just done a 2:16.50.
So I'm officially on mission fuel run today. I'll try to do an entire stint.
Yeah, I just had a spin, but I was going to just do the stint as well. I wasn't going for speed at any point. The spin was just me losing focus and not downshifting. I'm trying to get adjusted to reading the chat, but the phone isn't really in a perfect position.
Oh yeah, I need to do one thing actually before. Let's set up my other controls because I just had to reset my wheel, and that meant I had to do all the control mapping.
That's a lot of control mapping.
That's a lot of control mapping. That's why it took a while.
E5.
Dirten?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce our dear chat participator's name?
Oh, his name is Shabby.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
It's very obvious.
Why didn't I get that instantly?
He pointed it out to me during the IEGL. But evening, Shabby, nice to have you along.
Yeah, nice. Hey man, sorry about the confusion about your name. Well,
Now I should have all controls mapped, everything I need. Should be good for running.
I'm finally gonna get into the 116s on this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had this practice with you guys where I just kept like crashing or deciding to go really slow, so I never did it, even though I was like many tenths down on a lot of occasions. But the track is just so fast today. What's up, man? Welcome. So still just early days here in the practice session. We have 3 hours booked, so I'm guessing we still have at least 2.5 to go. I don't really keep time.
Nope.
So plenty of time to get a lot of practice in, which is just lovely. You know, we have a buddy and subscriber. He's in the Discord as well, Kerr, in the hostess session as well. We could get him on the Discord as well.
You're now 1.7 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace.
In our Discord chat.
Did I mention the track is fast? I'm driving like a grandmom here, and I'm still pretty much keeping pace. It's so silly. 2 temps down after not even pushing through La Sauce. We're both on G29s, Shabby. We have different pedals. I got some Fanatec's for next to nothing, so I have those. But we're both on the same G29.
Sector 1 is
I'm really happy with it too.
0.43 off the pace.
Not too busy with upgrading, to be honest. Once you
I've added 200% extra stability to my rig with the addition of Traels, the lending of Traels' G29 pedals. It's my old ones. Mine were pretty chunky, to say the least. If that's even a word, I don't know.
Oh, so the reason why you don't have issues anymore is because you're running with my pedals full time now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you knew.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't mean it like it was an issue. Of course you can use them, but I didn't know why it stopped being an issue with the pedal input. Guess it's just because mine weren't broken.
You're 2 tenths off the pace in sector 2.
No, that is indeed the reason. to mention there's such a world apart from the two setups we've used. The first one you might have meant.
That's your best lap in this session. That lap was a 2:17.90.
But yeah, to pick up from what Dirten was saying, as I mentioned before, we're running a different setup this time, and it's quite an improvement. In a lot of ways, it's just different as well. I felt like there was more speed to be gained from the other setup, but it was very, very hard to keep the tires cool and to not overwork them. And with the few full-length stints we've done, there was a lot of tire wear as well. This setup we're running now seems to be more of an endurance setup. It's much smoother on the curbs. As you can see, I just eat more of the curbs than I did in the last session, for those of you returning. It's a lot more forgiving as well. If you just come around there, you can get on the throttle super hard. It's very planted at the back. Almost impossible to really get to oversteer, and yet the front end feels light and willing to turn. It's a very good setup, this one. So we tried it out for a few short attempts and just instantly knew that that was what we were going to be running.
Yeah, for sure.
Belgian athlete Dirten in the Discord.
Sector 2 is
For sure.
Jonas, this lap's been invalidated. Watch those track limits.
So as some of you know, Spa-Francorchamps is infamous in iRacing for getting corner cuts. So prepare yourself for a lot of corner cuts. That was pretty much the theme of the last session we did, and it's gonna be the theme of this one as well. Those track limits are very iffy, and at the same time, like the proper racing line is just so close to it. Like, you need to put your tires on the AstroTurf there, but if you put them too far onto it, that's a corner cut. Same here. You need to basically drive onto the AstroTurf, but you can't let your outside tires touch at all. I'm coming into a Rouge as well, out through Radion. It's the same thing. You need to fully cut the curb, but your outside wheels can't touch outside, which is really hard to measure when you're going 240 or whatever we're doing through Radion. Oh, so much grip. You just brake so much harder.
I had to pit it again because I realized that I hadn't pressed the brake down enough in the G29 chunk of rubber that you're pressing into, or at least I hadn't pressed it as far as I had last time, so it was much more sensitive on the braking. I need to get that fixed right away. It's all better now.
And that's how fast you lose it. I was just thinking about pedals and adjustments, and the reason why he had to readjust it was because he reset the wheel, and that's enough to kill yourself coming through there.
I feel like that was kind of my fault. I feel like I bear the responsibility for that one.
That's for the rookie days back when we were streaming on GC Sport and got annoyed when the other guy talks. This is endurance racing. We need to learn. We need to
talk to stay awake.
We can't be endurance racers and crash when people talk, because we're gonna need a lot of information from people and stuff like this.
Somebody just joined the Discord and left again.
Yeah, cheers, Shabby. Take care, man. Have an awesome evening wherever you are. Did I tell you about the
Still on,
clutch thing
disengage
yet
it. Watch your mirrors, there's a
with
car approaching.
the last part of the pit straight where you can just clutch out?
Yep. And brake.
Yeah, just like hang the brake 5%. Black flag. I don't want to do a lap.
Bad luck, Jonas. Don't rush. Get it running. Get it back in the race. The pit exit is clear. Push now.
Oh, now I have a bit of a speeder issue. I gotta be honest, my
The leader has just done it.
my accelerator pedal's been acting up lately.
Oh.
Trails is James. Faster. Come on.
Is this our French team bus?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, he does speak the local language, Trails, so we have to trust him.
I don't even speak my computer's language right now, so anything is better than nothing.
Watching Spa makes me want to play iRacing, but I can't.
You don't have a PC? You do have a PC, don't you?
I do have a PC, but
Cats, he's fixed.
Any PC will do this, mate. But okay, what about your wheel issues?
it's fine. It's fine now. It's just like the good PC I've got for it. Don't have any wireless card for the internet, so I need something for it. And it's fucking expensive as well, so.
It's a little bit expensive, I'll give.
So yeah.
But it's worth it, Shoma, mate. It's worth it. It's worth. I have to say, the experience of it is not like I'm just gonna sit here just wildly advertise it lamely, because you do spend a bit of a buck, but I haven't spent that much. I've been quite conservative in my spending. I've still hugely enjoyed myself, and it's the best sim experience I've had so far. It has to be said.
Yeah, well, maybe today I will just make the jump and try it. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi before we... So, just took that as an opportunity.
Cheers!
And...
Welcome to YouTube!
Yay! And aim for a mid-17 race pace. And you will be fine.
Yeah, race pace is many things with track temperature changing and day and night and all that stuff. It's gonna fluctuate quite a lot.
For the actual track weather, if I can say. I'm looking at you. I'm your team boss. So now getting there and I'm leaving. Bye!
See you, Joanna. Take care. Jomas, as we'd say in Denmark. He says Jomas. So shout out to Fanatec pedals for being fixable with just a single Allen key. At least so far. Black flag again. I'm just looking at my speeder input instead of looking at it, paying attention to anything else. And you're coming by in about 50 seconds.
Pit exit's clear.
Guess I'll just
Disengage limiter.
take it easy. And 40 seconds is a long time on a racetrack. keep up on the cold tires. They're actually pretty grippy. Rumor has it they're faster in many occasions when they're cold in iRacing. So even though it is by far the best sim we've tried, it's by no means perfect.
The leader has just done a 2:16.40. 7th position.
Finding myself struggling a little bit on pace so far, I think.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten going yet. Why are we slow in iRacing, Ribs? Because we don't have talent. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Some talent would be nice. Must be nice having talent.
Certainly must be.
The leader's just done a 2:16.27.
Ooh, understeer! Stop understeering.
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace.
Whoa, understeer! I feel like I'm getting a lot of understeer right now.
Come on, track limits, this lap won't count.
Yeah, me too. I'm not really feeling the car at the moment, to be honest.
He's going too wide for absolutely no reason there. Oh, and you're letting me through. I wanted to just let you through.
The leader has just done a 2:16.26.
Do that for long enough and we become stationary. Oh, you. Oh no, I insist you. Oh, please go ahead. Oh no, do go ahead. Yeah, Ribs, we definitely are noobs. I think we are, but that's the cool thing about iRacing is that there's gonna be so many splits for the full 24 hours that there's bound to be some other noobs we can race.
Yeah.
Let's hope they don't kill us.
The leader's just done a 2:15.80.
So it's like we did those sessions in like 19 degrees, and my mind just went, that's the only speed I'm willing to go. And it's like taking me a few laps to learn not to just throw it into every corner. And the problem is, in like half an hour, that's what we're gonna be doing again.
It's true. We're gonna be good at night.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, good. We're gonna be.
Trouble is with that much grip, it's gonna be like evening out the field a little bit. So I don't really think that's where the biggest gains are made. Like outside of coming clean through the night, if that's possible. Like if you can get through without damage. That's gonna make a major difference, but I don't really think you can make a massive difference on pace, because everyone gets faster, and everyone tries to still conserve a little bit, so I think that's gonna like smoothen the edges a little bit, pace-wise.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Is she gonna kill me? No.
Sector 2 is 0.7 off the
He got
pace.
towed. Well, yeah, Rips, I don't think you're the only person who's had that experience. But it certainly is, it's a completely different, I want to call it a different language iRacing speaks than GT Sport. I feel like you need to practice in a completely different way and approach the races in a completely different way. So if you move straight from GT Sport to iRacing, I think that's completely understandable.
2.3 seconds.
I've had a bit of a more smooth transition moving to Project Cars too, as you know, and then on to Assetto Corsa. Dirten's had some of the same, but I've been more focused on those serious sims. And I feel like I've had a pretty good transition, to be honest. I've had some decent results early on in iRacing, and but I had that learning curve in Project Cars 2 instead, where I just constantly crashed or was completely off pace, and I feel like it took me some time to adjust.
You're a second off the pace in Sector 1.
Don't go on the grass there. Or there. Yep, grip is improving.
In Sector 2. Oh no, Jonas. Come on, keep it between the lines. Don't delete this lap.
My spotter comes on and tells me that I need to find a 10th in Sector 2, even though he told me I was a second off the pace in Sector 1. I'm not really sure that's what I need to be focusing on, Jim. Oh man. I keep touching the grass for some reason.
The leader has just done a 2:15.67.
Oh man, I feel that idea of coffee appealing to me, but I'm barreling down the Camel Straight. And there's no more coffee in my cup, as you can tell by the swerving I just checked. Oh man, I'm really annoyed that we're running these really fast track conditions, because it's so hard not to push. Like I want to just cruise around, but then you look up after the first couple of corners and you're green, and you're like, oh!
Yeah, and it's also just to accept, oh, just 18 something is fine, you know, just do practice. Anyways, coffee. I'll be right back.
Sector 2 is 0.47 off the pace.
Yeah, Ribs. That makes sense. I think you need to adjust to the way the force feedback tells you things. iRacing is designed to only tell you, to only give you the input that will come through the steering column of the actual car. It's data based as well, I'm pretty sure. But that's completely different than what GT Sport tries to do, which is simulate or create a feeling of effects that you're lacking from the other parts of the car, like G-forces and feeling in your butt and stuff like that. So it's a completely different piece of information. Another thing I'm hoping you already did is to make really sure that you have a very nice force feedback setup. You can really make a lot of different changes to the force feedback in iRacing with regards to how it acts, based on those simple 2 adjustments in the menus. So yeah, try and fiddle with that if you think you need more. That might help with greater information to help you correct some of those mistakes. Oh, nearly lost it there again. Oh, shit. Oh, god damn it.
Take your time, start it back up and get back in the race.
It feels so weird when it loses traction on the rear end. You feel like you catch it and it comes back, and then it's still sliding, or the second you try to turn back into the corner, it just gets back to sliding. Which is a bit frustrating, to be honest. I guess I could dial my brake balance forward and try to just catch it with the brake, but I use the brake for rotation on the car as well, so by turning it forward I'm going to be losing some of the agility of the car. And we don't want that. I was just a bit heavy-footed on the braking. That's really the main issue. That's also one of the cool parts about iRacing, is the way it's so important how you brake and when you brake and how much. It feels like it simulates momentum really well and weight shifts really well as well. So it's very touchy what you do in those transitions, I guess you'd call them, where you have to shift the weight of the car.
The leader's just done a 222.01.
Good old Jimbo hitting us with the important information. And the leader's just done what I assume to be an outlap with a time of 2:22. We have the leader coming up here actually. He's just done his outlap. There you go. No reason to get in his way. Going off track doesn't matter in practice, so might as well just move out of the way. I want to just check out what his best time is. He did a 2:15.6, so I'm hoping he's running low fuel, but I'm pretty confident he is. He just did a 2:23. Large amount is pretty scary in iRacing. I haven't gotten used to it yet, particularly not in the dark when it's almost blind. if you're running close to another car, it flashes. It's very weird. Nah, Rips, you're right. Most of the time you don't really save them in mid-engine cars. But you should be able to. I mean, I ran the Audi R8 in Project Cars 2 in the AOR first season. And in the beginning I was like, okay, if you crash, you're dead in this car. And by the end I was power sliding through the corners when I was pushing too hard. It's more a matter of getting really dialed into the car, and then you can actually push it super hard on the limit. And that's why you say the MR cars are the best for really skilled drivers. I'm not calling myself a really skilled driver, but in that AOR season I actually really ended up being super pleased with that Audi with the setups we ran. Just a bit messy through there, unfortunately. Making a complete cock up of that, and he's gone, the leader, I'm afraid. Yeah, getting the corner shot as well. Oh, you mean in iRacing? Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't tried that many cars. That's kind of in the nature of iRacing, but the Audi certainly doesn't seem like a car you save that much. Though I want to say this setup actually makes it a lot friendlier, so I'd be surprised if you couldn't do a setup that was completely noob friendly and savable when you start sliding. The difference between this setup and the one we ran before in terms of chuggability, I guess you could call it, is massive. You can just dive into the corners in this setup. Just like, see what I did there? Lost it on the grass and oversteered all the way through Blanchimont, and it still just came back. That wouldn't have happened in the old setup. So a lot of it is probably down to setup. That's another thing. It's so complex that no one really tries to do their own setups, or at least not very many people.
2:15.66.
So you end up dealing with setups that people created for being super fast, but they're made by guys that never make a mistake, so they don't really care about the characteristics of the car when you've gone beyond the limit.
With coffee.
Hey!
Hey!
Feedback.
I will now attempt again to do an entire stint.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna run a few laps and then go make a cup of coffee and then attempt that full stint. Try to get out with you maybe.
2:17.44.
Sounds like a good idea, a good plan.
The leader has just done a 2:18.00. Sector 2 is 0.42 off the pace.
So the track is really gripping up now. I had a terrible first sector, or at least not an amazing one. And I'm almost 3/10 down coming into Blanchimont. Lost a lot through Blanchimont though, because I died through there so many times when I was on a hot lap. And I'll brake way too early, so ignore everything I just said. Oh, that happens to me every time! I'm gonna do the same time. Yeah, exactly the same time. God damn it. 2:17.0.
Good lap. That's your quickest so far. You're now 1.5 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace.
That was bad. Oh, hit the wall and got damaged. A lot of it. Guess it's time for me to make a cup of coffee. I feel like I'm dozing off as well. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the good Dirten. Let's hop
Oh
in
yeah.
as a passenger.
I'm gonna see how much I can talk with the push to talk I have activated.
There we are in one of two half the race gone cars. As you see, the sun is really starting to set. It's actually getting almost kind of dark.
It's really beautiful.
We are of course running quite a bit of night practice, as you might have noticed, and it might not be the prettiest to look at, but it's one of the more daunting things. The other daunting thing, of course, would be super high track temperatures. And it's a shame we don't get to test that together today, but at least we get to watch another sunset. I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes time. See you shortly.
Cheers, Traels, and welcome on board with me, everyone. It's a pleasure having you along. You've mostly been along with Traels here in iRacing, but now it's time to take a drive with with me. I'm not as fast, I believe, as Traels is here today, at least. But all laps count here indeed. That's so scary. Over the top of Radillion. And you just kind of cross your fingers and hope it's gonna cling onto the road. Occurred to me I had to press the push to talk button for anyone to hear anything of what I'm saying. I still have to get used to it. Also, having to do it while driving is sometimes a little, so it makes it hard to speak on as I usually do. But perhaps it's okay for once to have my voice in a moderated fashion. In a moderate fashion, indeed. So Friday it is. I hope you're all ready for the weekend. How can you not be ready for the weekend? That's a good question. I'm certainly up for enjoying mine, that's for sure. Trying to maneuver my coffee into position. I only managed to spill a little bit on my finger, drink absolutely zero, and swerve all the way down the Camel Straight, looking like a fool. bit more of a coffee maneuvering there, but now it's in place. Yeah. Turned in too late there. Sounds like Trails getting back. Yuzu!
Remember back when mute on your headsets actually meant something?
Huh?
My mute button on my headset just kind of turns the volume down.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's so annoying. It's a good headset and I really like, I have a SteelSeries headset and I really like SteelSeries products. And I have a small amount of history with SteelSeries as well. So I don't want to talk too much shit about it, but this headset has some weird things about it. So perfect timing. Camel coffee restocked. Gloves coming on.
Oh yeah,
And you're entering the bus stop.
I'm at the source.
Oh, you're at the sauce? Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Be speedy, pit boy.
There's traffic behind. Watch your mirrors.
There he is. So we have a bit of catching up to do in the beginning of the stint here. And that's fine. So I'm just gonna put pressure on. I'm aiming to do a full fuel stint now, so the goal is not to push but to stay alive. But at the same time, Dirten is just a few seconds ahead.
Yeah, but I'm also doing a fuel stint, so should be able to catch up without any excessive pushing.
Pushing?
Pushing.
I mean, if I do excessive pushing, I'm not gonna catch you ever.
No, that's just occurred to me as well.
So hopefully there's no wind noise. If there is, do let me know. I have a fan going, keeping my balls cold.
You have a fan going?
Yeah, I have just one fan, and the sad thing is it's a small fan as well. It's not even like a big one.
Not even like a proper big fan.
Nah, it's just a small one, but it's trying so hard. It's really supporting me with all its might.
Is it even, I mean, any fan, if you only have one, it's still going to be your biggest fan.
The fun thing is it sounds like a computer that's like overheating and dying. So it happens to me like regularly that I'm like, oh no, my computer, why is it making that noise? And I'm like, oh yeah, the fan, it's the fan. So Camel Coffee is fine and all, but now my phone isn't set to chat, so I can't watch the chat. So that's what I'm going to be doing coming down the Camel Straight. trouble is my gloves won't let me work my phone.
P8.
What's happening?
Trying to unlock my phone.
Okay.
Ah, Jonas. Come on, man. Watch them track limits. This doesn't count.
Yeah, I missed it up.
Oh.
Ah man, I was trying to work my phone while wearing gloves, and I have a fingerprint sensor to unlock the phone.
Oh, that's hard.
So I had to do all kinds of weird stuff while running.
Yeah.
How many laps have you done on your stint?
I actually don't know because I didn't check what lap I came out on. And it only shows my overall lap 14 at the moment, but I did have a crash. Make coffee as well afterwards, so. So that was about the vaguest answer I could possibly give, and yet the only answer I could give.
Yeah, that's okay. I just lost connection to you on iRacing. I can't spectate. Oh, I'm back.
Oh, that's
The sun is setting and I haven't been running for any of the... Kerr, it's an app you can download called Crew Chief that you run outside of the game, and it detects information from the game. So it's sound from a different source, but it works amazingly, and it works in a lot of different games. Highly recommend it. It's free to download. Just Google Crew Chief. They just came out with a new version as well. Best thing is there's like a few thousand names in it, so most of the time you can get it to say your own name, which is kind of cool. Unfortunately, Dirten isn't one of those guys because he's called Hesse.
just as you say that, because I was trying to. I fucking binned it. Pardon my French.
You binned it? Oh no!
Exit's clear.
I was trying to time my exit with you, but I guess if you come out now, I'm just coming out of the pits.
Yeah, I'm really not feeling the setup today. I don't know why I feel so different from the same setup that same setup we do right.
Did you check the brake balance?
Yeah, it's what I always been running it with.
That's strange. I'm really feeling it. You sure you're not running the old one by mistake?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to check.
Yeah, but of course, yeah.
Slide the brake balance forward. What do you run it at normally?
52.4.
Slide it forward. Slide it forward. Slide it forward. I'm running it at 55 when I feel uncomfortable, and then I slide it. Then I slide it down. Whoa! As I crash. Then I slide it down when I get into the rhythm. I feel like that's a good way of doing it.
There's traffic behind.
Is that gonna be a black flag? It is gonna be a black flag. I'm not gonna deal with these guys then. Whoa! How much fuel is needed for a full stint? As far as I know, people measure the stints by fuel now. I'd like to be corrected if I'm wrong.
Disengage limiter. Your
But I
exit is
think
clear. Watch the
most
white line.
people just brim the tank 120 liters and then they empty the tank pretty much. And then they switch tires and they empty the tank because you can't really double stint the tires anymore. Like you used to be able to, like back in the day, some guys even triple stinted tires. But with the current tire model, they just die after the first one.
The leader has just done a 218.00.
Oh, I have Kurt chasing me. But yeah, it definitely is a different perspective you're getting, because I think we're both kind of struggling right now. I'm really struggling with consistency as well.
Yeah, so am I.
I also do always find it a hard exercise to like be super measured about everything and still be as fast. Like in these conditions, we should be running very low 18s or 17s. Anything else is too slow. But then
There's no thing called too slow, to be honest.
no, but in track conditions like these, there kind of is. You know, doing 219s with this is just not right, and it's not like it's safe for doing that anyway. It's just a matter of practice.
Yeah, but there's still no reason to put that kind of mental pressure on yourself, saying that it's definitely too slow and stuff like that. It's not.
No, I'm just going off what I feel when I'm going slow. I'm still doing 217s, even when I'm trying to be patient about it. As long as I'm clean, it's somewhere in the 217s, low 218s. Get a bit of understeer there. The fun thing about this setup in relation to the other one is that this actually gets better once you get it warmed up by driving considerably at least. Like if you chuck it in, it dies just like any other setup. What's up, Cliche? Welcome, man. It's already night here in Belgium, so we're very happy to have you.
Seconds off the leader's pace. That lap time was 2:17.89. You're a second down in sector 3.
I just glance the wall coming down the straight towards Rouge. I've done it before. And like just glancing it gives you a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I need to stop trying to clip that corner. There's no reason for it either. It's just a subconscious thing I do.
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line.
It's probably even faster to run a bit wider. And it's certainly safer.
The leader's just done a 217.66.
So no more of that. I'm gonna put a rubber band on my arm, and every time I get too close to that wall, I'm gonna snap it against my arm. Aversion therapy, they call it. Oop. Man, I'm so excited about experiencing the rhythm you get when you start doing 24 hours of a racetrack in a row.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I just watched Car Fiction did an interview with Derek Bell. Derek Bell, who won Le Mans 5 times. Yeah, but just for any viewers that don't know, Derek Bell is a five-time Le Mans winner. Won in the F1 GTR amongst other cars. What an amazing car that was, by the way. But yeah, he talks about the rhythm you build up across a 24-hour race. And I got like a small kick of adrenaline just from listening to him. Oh, just making a pass here.
0.49 off the pace.
Cheers, mate. And as usual, the iRacing bunch is just so cool to race with. It just let me through in the perfect way. Ah, that's a silly cut track.
Ah, Jonas. I'll delete this lap. You cut the track. The guy in front has just done a 219.74. The guy behind has just done a 221.23.
Oh. So we survived that one. Sometimes oversteer can be safe. That was of course brake oversteer.
Yeah, sometimes, due to some kind of magic, you can actually save it. So it's.
Yeah, but I always feel like it's when you're crazy fast with your reactions on the wheel. And that's what they say about direct drives as well. Is one of the reasons why it's such an amazing wheel is that you can move the wheel faster than you can with a regular geared one like we have, or with most belts. So you just move it fast enough to catch the slide, whereas a lot of the time we're just impeded by the motor and don't actually get to move it hard enough.
Yeah, that's true.
0.7 off the pace.
Not the best section I've done through there.
Eighth place. Look out for the pit speed limit. Yellow flag. Caution.
I love it when good old Jimbo tells me to watch out for the pit speed limit when I get off track through Blanchimont.
Yeah, that's a classic one by now already.
Still just a bit choppy on the throttle through there. Stop it.
Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace. That puts you 2.1 seconds off the pace. The leader's just done a 2:17.28. 2 is 0.9 off the pace. The track temperature is falling. It's now 24 Celsius.
Ooh, coming up to some traffic here slowly. That's always nice. At least in practice. Oh, we had a wreck. That just made the bunch of traffic a little bit smaller. Also makes you a little bit more... Was that Kerr? That was Kerr who wrecked. Oh, mate.
217.62. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
So how's it coming for you?
Watch the track limits.
I just had some big lag spike before, and some of the meters, there came some extra connection stuff to it, and just said C, and I think I'm having some, might be connection issues. So I'm not having big latency or anything, but I just had a big lag spike and I like to run out. I haven't tried to launch tomorrow.
The session was 3 hours when we started, so still quite some time in it. You're very welcome to join. It's just an open one. Hop in. Kind of trying to work on the way I go about things mentally in a stint like this. It's hard to find a balance between streaming and being a focused endurance racer, I feel like. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no!
Track limits, come on, this lap will be deleted.
Not dead! You should watch that on the stream, Ben. That's one lap that's an outlier, otherwise I've actually had pretty good consistency once I finally got going on a proper stint. Although, having said that, I might have just jinxed it. Let's see.
second has just done a 220.26. What's your speed?
That's a silly bit of understeer.
You've just gone outside of track limits.
Whoa.
The stop will be deleted. Bad luck, Jonas.
I did jinx
Not
it.
bad. You okay?
I did jinx it! Hey! Back to the pits I go. Disappointed. I'm not really a camel coffee type, by the way. I forgot about my coffee again. Shout out to Thick Mugs for keeping my coffee warm for longer than expected. Hope you're enjoying the ASMR sounds of the good old Traels sipping an entire cup of coffee in less than a minute. Only the best sim racing ASMR at Half the Race Gone.
It takes it, it's clear.
And we're off. I wonder how many people are going to kill themselves in the pit exit during the race.
Yellow flag.
Hope
Watch
I'm
out.
not one of them. So clumsy through there. No. Can't cut it that much. Just can't. Man, I hate the track limits on this track. It's like playing Gran Turismo again. I might have been a bit aggressive for the start of a long stint.
I just tried rejoining the
Yeah.
lobby. You could improve my connection somehow.
Maybe.
The leader has just done a 216.07.
Certainly worth hoping for.
Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace. The leader has just done a 2:16.07. Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace. You've gone outside of track limits there.
But then why are there curves? But then why is curves?
The leader's just done a 2:18.44.
Rouge, oh sorry, Blanchiment in the dark, you scary. Whoa. What's up, Kerr?
Yellow flag, watch out.
So I'm sorry if it's a bit dull. There's not a lot of talking from either one of us, but of course the purpose here is practice, and I think we've both felt more confident than we do right now.
Sector 2 is
Yeah, I just
0.6
also feel
off the
a
pace.
little
Ah, Jonas,
off.
track limits, come on. This lap will be deleted.
A little, yeah, just a little off mentally, I guess. Even though I'm on my second cup of coffee for this session, even hasn't really done any wonders as it usually do.
What about water? It's very hot these days.
I've had quite a lot of water today, so hoping I can have more. But yeah.
one is 0.6 off the pace.
Well, Kerr's certainly looking much improved. He's keeping up with me and I'm on 17 pace right now. That's very good to see. Those of you that were watching last time will know that he was struggling with quite a lot of this track. Now he's certainly looking very comfortable and fast.
You're now 1.9 seconds off the pace. That last lap was a 2:17.38. Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace. Bad luck, Jonas. This lap won't count. You've cut your track. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Bit of a wrecked Ferrari there, parked on the inside. Is your connection better, by the way? I never asked. Uh-oh. That doesn't seem promising, connection-wise. Oh, and I think Kerr just crashed as well. That was bad. I was late. Made it though. It is hard to time when you have to account for the stream delay as well, Kerr. If you wanna try to join from the pits.
Off the pace.
It's a shame, shame we didn't get to run more. I know you had that guy very close before when we were running together. You're looking good, mate. You're looking very confident on the track now. You're certainly keeping up with me before. Even catching a little bit, I think.
Sector 2 is 1.2 off the pace. You're a second off the pace in Sector 3.
Yeah, that's true, Kerr. The brake is pretty touchy. But again, there's a lot of brake adjustments you can do. You're on the Club Sport V3s or something, right? If you want, mate, you're welcome to just join the voice chat on Discord.
The leader has just done a 2:15.80. Sector 2 is 1.1 off the pace.
Hey, Ollie, Polly, I'm in the Audi R8 GT3. Or, I guess it's technically called the R8 LMS. Yeah, we had to go with that mid-engine V10. Oh.
That lap was a 2:18.85. Sector 3 is 1.4 off the pace. The leader has just done a 2:19.00. Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace.
Ferrari's looking very sketchy. He's obviously fast enough, but not at the moment. Get out of the way, dude.
Right side. Still there. Clear right.
Yeah, we're gonna be ripped. Are you kidding me?
Watch those track limits. They'll delete this lap.
Dude! Whoa, I should have held my brake there. Is he alive? He's alive. Like,
Oh no,
dude,
Jonas.
what was that?
Restart it and get on it.
Let's go and watch that. Yeah, Ollie, I don't know if it's exactly OP, the Audi. I know a lot of guys are looking at the AMG GT3 as well. It's a bit more stable, and I've seen a lot of the really fast times I've seen around here has indeed been in the Merc. But yeah, for sure, it's no slouch. Let's just try and watch what happened here, because that was kind of weird. I was going slow because I was offline in the first second. I'm telling him so clearly that I want to pass, and then he opens up to let me pass. And then he just gets a good run and kills me, it seems like. Who is that?
The leader has just done a 2:15.67.
Yeah, that looked kind of weird. Maybe like a connection issue. He like glitches all the way into me. I want to hope it was, because that was silly if it wasn't. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Like, what? Anyway, enough about that. Well, I really hope that wasn't practice for the race. Okay. I hope people are a bit more measured than that during the race, because that was just blindly plowing into me.
Disengage limiter. There's a car approaching. Don't cross the white line. Watch your mirrors.
Sorry, Tralso was away for
Yeah.
some minutes there.
I figured it as much.
But but I caught you. I was watching in the kitchen, and I saw you tap.
Getting killed.
Yeah, he was literally inside your engine when you went to the front cam. I saw that he was like inside.
Yeah, he was all the way inside. So I was like, maybe it's a connection issue, but he just ran into me like it was on purpose almost.
That was super strange.
Go, Kerr!
Right side,
Attack!
right clear.
Attack!
Car right. Right side's clear.
Attack!
They also just adjusted the pedals.
You got one right
with
side.
You
Right
can
side's clear.
adjust the G29 pedals from side to side. And I figured with my wide ass and hips, I'd probably be well off splitting him a bit to the side and just putting my feet on him. It feels like I can have my feet straight for the first time. Very relaxed. Because as I remember it, the club sports are a little bit further spaced. They're a little bit wider, the pedals themselves, and then they're also a little bit further apart.
Yeah, they're just
than the
bigger
G29.
in every regard. And certainly a bit wider spaced as well.
Oh, first time I'm actually pressing the brake pedal. It's so much more relaxed for me. Because I
Oh.
was beginning to get like a little bit of back pain and stuff like that before. I was getting super tense and I wasn't feeling it at all. This is already more comfortable, so that's really nice.
Nice. That's a good time to make that adjustment.
Yeah, I figured.
So I'm chasing Kerr at the moment.
Interesting.
Keep it between the white lines. This lap's been
And he
invalidated.
really didn't want to have me chase him for a while there. But now that's what's happening. What? The track limits are insane around here.
The leader has just done a
Where did you get an X?
218.55.
Like after Radion, by crossing a white line, like completely inconspicuously.
Oh.
I just touched it with my outside tires.
And that's all it takes in many places. It's if it's not meant to be close or something, they're really like, yeah, I'm going there.
Yeah, but it's like the outside coming out of Radion. Everyone's out there.
Yeah, everyone's out there all the time. It's a little
I've seen guys on Reddit say that they had some real race driver or like a driving instructor or something watch them do iRacing, and then like half the instructions they gave them on Spa equal getting track limit penalties. Like half of what they told them to do, like, oh, you need to attack the curbs in the bus stop more, or you
Yeah,
need to
like-
do this, or you need to do
like
that. It was like all penalty stuff they told them to do.
just like the South and GT Sport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I called it out earlier as well.
Oh yeah.
But supposedly it's like it's kind of a specific thing for Spa. Like a lot of the other tracks are much more forgiving. The places where you do naturally run off, there's actually space to run off.
Nice. What's up, Mika? Nice to have you along.
Hey! 420 blaze it.
The leader's just done a 216.58.
Oh,
Oh,
I
oh!
like that.
Oh, got very close to Steven there.
Oh.
I feel like there should be a J in his name. I'm getting a bit of a boiler vibe with him, to be honest. Maybe not pace-wise just yet, but just the name. It's nice to have a Steven in the chat. Oh, oh. Ah. Dirty air is something you need to get used to as well in this game.
Yellow flag, caution. Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace.
Oh, he did! Can we get some F's in chat from our good friend Kerr?
Oh, it was Kerr I just passed.
Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace.
You're behind me? I don't think it was Kerr you passed.
Oh, I don't think so as well.
It was, he died in double gauche.
Ah, okay, no, then it wasn't.
Oh,
Okay, Jonas,
Hey.
there's a car exiting the pits. Heads up. You've cut the track. They'll delete the lap.
I know, Jimbo. I know.
Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace. Yellow flag.
I don't know why I faced that guy.
How much did you show him? Tudum-tsh.
So I gotta say, I'm disappointed there hasn't been a single, like, really funny name yet. You got it, Felix.
Welcome to. There was a Radillion break. Welcome to Charlotte de Foncini. What a nice name.
The leader has just done a 216.31.
Foncini. Is it Italian?
You've just done a 217.76.
Yeah, Mika Wolfsen. Yeah, hij is een funny name, man.
Do you mean your life is funny, or do you mean that life in general is funny? Because I guess both could be true, technically.
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace.
Yeah, I don't know where from, Mika. From somewhere. I don't know where. You've given it somewhere. You must have given it somewhere. It's not like I've been doing some crazy Sherlock Holmes work. Is this in the Discord chat? Yeah, Jimmy, feel free to join in
Sector 2
the
is
Discord chat
0.7
if you
off the
wanna.
pace.
No, it's a group chat now. Yeah, hop in. Tell us a story.
Ta Jado.
Ta Jada. Did you want? Have you seen the one called Trippin'? Trippin'. There's another epic quote in it. He's the one that's tripping. He's on a Patamo. I've never heard that before. Patamo, like on a permanent trip. He's on a Patamo. I know who's tripping. It's Lemmy that's tripping. He's the one coming up with this shit.
That won't count.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I've
Sorry.
spoken about this. But,
Yeah, and my accent is so horrible.
Mine is really a lot better.
Yellow flag. Watch
Oh,
out.
oh. It's our friend Stephen Kerr. Blinky, blinky, blinky,
The leader
blinky.
has just done a
Yeah, Mika has it.
218.50.
It's my name, huh?
And
It's,
yeah, Mika's gonna be excited about that.
yeah, and Dr. Hash.
Dr. Hash is gonna be pretty excited. Dr. Hash.
Dr. has it. Who's there?
Wow. Slipped off the rhythm somewhat.
Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace.
Mika thought my actual first name was Dirten.
Dirten. Dirten. It would be Dirten in Danish.
Ja, det var Dirten.
Dirten. Dirten Rømer.
The leader's just 216.19.
God damn it.
Come on, keep it between the lines. They'll delete this lap.
Oh, iPad work on the chat. We're just gonna have to save that for another good day.
I'm so sorry. So sorry, Jimmy.
And chat, I think it's both the chat gonna be missing out on the wonder that is Jimmy. On the
Yeah, I was just apologizing for the accent. I saw he talked about it in the chat as well.
Watch your speed limit in the pits. There's a car leaving the pits.
Oh! Kerr, you were making my life a living hell there. Really nice pressure. But it's a tough situation to be in.
Jonas,
To be putting on
you've got the
pressure like
track.
that for a long
Delete the
time.
lap. Its last lap time is a 2:33.80.
Good evening, Tron. Nice to have you along. Welcome to the weekend, mate.
It's Friday, y'all. Well-deserved weekend, if you ask me. Even though I've had a pretty chilled out weekend. I've been out swimming while getting paid for it every day of the week.
Fastest lap for Thompson,
Oh, not bad, huh?
2:15.45.
It's not too bad.
It's not bad, huh? We've actually been surprisingly busy this week, given that we were in the middle of the industry vacations. We actually had a call for extra people on Monday, incredibly enough. But then, to be fair, over the rest of the week it has been quieting down, and today was really chill as well.
Yeah, today was less chill than the rest of the week for me. I was like, I was on the beach for an hour yesterday. Because I had a drop by Amherst Fun Park. So I made my drop and rode out to the beach and had like an hour of nothing. And then I was like, okay, guess I'll ride back. And then I got attacked on the way back. So yeah, that's an official half the race gone public service announcement. Become a bike messenger so you can get paid to sit around on the beach.
The car ahead has just done a 2:18.86. Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace.
Oh man, I wish we had time for the sunrise.
Yeah.
This was too much dark practice.
I haven't seen the sunrise yet as well. I'm looking forward to actually seeing it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I want to not see it until the 24th.
Yeah, but we have to practice it though, since we can. I mean, to be sure how the conditions are and stuff.
That's true.
I mean, I totally agree from a romantic point of view that it would be fantastic not to do it until,
off the pace.
It would be, yeah, amazing, but pragmatically speaking, of course, just let someone else do that practice and then tell you about it if you're comfortable with it.
I mean, technically, you could just read about it. It's only about like how fast the temperatures gain. You need to start out, but then at the same time, you need to be able to adjust on the fly anyway, because we're not changing anything when the temperature changes. We have to adjust with our driving style.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to set my spotter to read out the temperature change every time there is one. So I feel like he almost never tells me.
Tron is in a hotel in Poland? Oh, he's in Gdynia. Gdynia?
Sick.
Gdynia. I guess it is Gdynia. It's so close in that you don't. Yeah, that's one difficult language. I have a Polish colleague. Tried to
Sector 2
teach me a
is
little bit of
1.1
how they
seconds
pronounce
off the
stuff.
pace.
It's very hard.
Yeah, that's a very particular language.
It's very delicate actually, the language.
Yeah.
Not to say that there aren't delicate Poles out there, but it's not the first thing you associate with Poland necessarily. But the language certainly is very, very technical and delicate and difficult to master, I suppose, if you're going to learn it as an adult. But that's what they say about Danish too, and I do really understand. Danish is a strange language.
Sector 3 is 0.9 off the pace.
Oh, next week, not now. Ah, okay. Well, all that talk for nothing, huh?
You're gonna be in the hotel next weekend? That's perfect. That'll give you plenty of time to tag along as we do the iRacing Spa 24. At least assuming you won't be going out and looking for all the cheap thrills there's available in Poland. Because I'm pretty sure that those are plentiful.
Yeah, so I've heard.
I mean, the last time one of my friends went to Poland, he shot an AK into an old used car, which was pretty sweet.
I've had some mates who went to Poland tell me some pretty wild stories of a mate of mine, he kind of just woke up in a park with only his underpants on.
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace.
He got arrested by the cops for sleeping in public. They took him to the station and they gave him some clothes, and the only thing they had was high heel shoes. So they gave him a pair of stilettos.
No way!
Yeah, that's true.
No way!
Pick him up. They have a picture of him. He looks like the saddest existence I have ever seen. I've seen the picture of him standing there in the fucking stilettos.
No way! Just the saddest transvestite ever. Because transvestites generally aren't that sad, is my impression. They're actually a pretty happy-go-lucky bunch.
You're currently 2.5 seconds off the latest pace.
And I guess you could describe him as a somewhat reluctant transvestite at that particular moment.
Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace.
Cheers, Mika. See you and enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend,
Sunday
mate.
For the 3-hour race.
Yeah, make sure you all drop by on Sunday for the 3-hour VRS race.
218.44.
By far most important shakedown before the 24 hours, and indeed, it's going to be quite an interesting experience in and of its own.
It's gonna be our first race stream in iRacing as well.
That's true.
Our first experience with team racing.
Our first GT3 race in iRacing.
It's quite a number of firsts actually.
Yep. Oh, by the way, Dirten, did you know you can map the arrow buttons on the G29 to control the black boxes?
No, I did not know that, but I'm having the arrow buttons mapped already as for looking left and right.
Oh, okay.
But I have them on the other side on my X and square buttons, so same thing. Yeah.
Yellow flag, caution. Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace.
But X and square buttons, then you can, that's just changing the black boxes, right? I have my arrow buttons mapped so I can control the things in the black box with my arrow keys. And then I change pages on my black box with other buttons. So I can change my pit setup and stuff like that on the steering wheel.
That makes sense. I'm gonna have a look at that because that's really smart.
Yeah. I actually think I need an additional button so I can like toggle stuff.
Sector 3 is a second off the pace.
Because changing tires when you pit is a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a checkbox. It's not a variable thing. So you need to be able to click it, and I don't have a button map for that actually. I have an idea for how we can be like stick out in the iRacing streamer community. I'll get a webcam, and instead of pitting to have a pee, I'll just piss in the seat and stream it live on camera.
Yeah, that's gonna stay.
I'll even wear like white shorts, like polyester shorts or something, where you can totally see it. We'll get a totally different crowd in. And then,
Yeah, that's gonna be a very
and
different.
then next race I could eat like a whole million beets, so it's all red. That'll open up even a different segment still. It's time for those sponsorships. Unfortunately, it's all fetish companies. Juan doesn't want any of this talk. Whoa. I'm just gonna dive into the pits here. Have a bit of a nature break. That's why I brought it up.
Watch your speed limit in the pits.
Yeah, that is necessary from time to time.
unfortunately, because I'm running the fuel stop, I won't actually be able to go spectate anyone, I don't think.
Oh no, that makes sense because you can't go off track, of course.
Exactly.
The guy ahead has just posted a 218.15.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to catch you.
Alright, Jonas, you've used half your fuel.
Nah.
I was in the first part of the pits to avoid my pit crew thinking they were supposed to do stuff. Oh, the corner in the pit is gonna kill a few people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's just worth being so careful about.
The leader has just done a 216.05.
Feels so strange just coasting down the pit straight. Sneaky. Sneaky.
There's a car approaching. Don't cross the white line.
Whoa, skittish. Skittish. And we're back on track. And my phone is switched off. Don't die here. And my gas pedals acting up as well. God damn it. I think I might actually have to disassemble it before racing on Sunday.
What? Sorry?
Since my gas pedal is acting up again.
Oh.
I can probably fix it temporarily, but it keeps doing it, so I'll probably have to try to take it apart and clean it before the race.
Yeah.
Because even though it's magnetic sensors, I guess if there's dust in there, I can hurt it.
Sounded like some serious fighting going on for a moment there on your end. No, I'm guessing it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm not wearing the headset. I'm trying to fix the
Oh,
pedals.
okay, that makes sense. Then it might actually have been fighting.
Fingers crossed. Seems to be working. Where are you on the track?
Fingers crossed. I'm on track, yeah. I'm at double gauche.
Okay. Yeah, cheers, Tron. See you around, mate. Hope to see you there. Otherwise, have a great weekend, at least until then. Either way.
Yeah, Tron, cheers. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon, mate. Or hope to see you soon at least.
That's 20 minutes to go, 20 minutes. There's traffic approaching. Watch your mirrors.
Oh, there's a lot of cars there. They just kept coming. Wow, what a gaggle!
Yeah, it's a big bunch here.
What a gaggle!
On your right. He's still there. Clear on the right.
Oh, what a gaggle! Damn it!
Yeah, sadly.
Rest in peace, fuel run.
Yellow flag. P9.
That hasn't done well with fuel running.
Are you coming out now?
Yeah.
Don't forget to hold your brake when you wreck.
Yeah.
You came rolling across the track.
Yeah, I know.
It's such a hard thing to remember, though.
Yeah, it's...
Because it happens so quick and you're so frustrated in the second. Was it one of the other guys that wrecked you?
Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace.
Right side. Right side's clear.
Okay, Jonas, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. That puts you 2.2 off the pace. That was 217.61. Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace. Keep it between the white lines.
Oh man,
What happened?
that's just a really scary moment coming through Radio, but I saved it. Gotta cut the track though, but I'm not dead.
That's much more important, to be fair.
Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to have some chance of saving it when I lose the rear end. Costs a whole bunch of time though, but that's way better than dying.
It is.
And it only happened because I was trying to like test the pace through a few corners. Now that I'm on lower fuel, but worn tires.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh no, Jonas. Come on, keep it between the lines. They'll delete this lap.
I know, Jimbo.
Just got indecisive coming into double gauge, and that's just one thing you really can't be, like, you can't be indecisive in the corner in the first place. You really can't be in this car.
That's very true.
And that goes for most of this track, and it's very true of the car as well, that this car isn't the car for being decisive. You have to be decisive, you have to know what you want to do.
Okay, Jonas, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
Yeah, and a lot of the time it just feels like it's better when you're on it as well. Like being a bit early on the throttle, getting on it a bit hard, seems to almost like stabilize the car.
Yeah, it doesn't like braking too late, but it likes getting early on the throttle. That's
Yeah.
good for nature braking.
them track limits. This lap won't count.
I know, Jimbo. I don't know what I'm doing. Ah, for fuck's sake.
Ah, Jonas, track limits, come on. This lap will be deleted.
So let's try to do another disqualified 16. I've done quite a lot of those. And then let's try to do a proper one. Are you on track?
No, not yet.
Can you tell me the track temperature?
Just a second, I'm reducing fuel to try and do some of the road crew one. Track temperature is 23 degrees.
23 still?
23 still.
Wow.
So,
Okay, so if the track gets to like 40 during the day, it might not even cool off enough.
no, it might not get. That's true. It might not get that fast.
So totally lost focus. This is not gonna be one of those band 16s I've done so many of. I think I've overheated the tires a tiny bit too. Let's just take it a little bit easy for the last bit here and then try to go for that 16.
Sector 1 is 0.43, off the pace. Okay, Jonas, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Oh, slow.
E9.
I'm just squandering it all now. .1:16.7.
P7, good lap. That's your best in the session. You're now 1.3 off the leader's pace. Sector 3 is 0.43 off the pace.
I lost 3/10 in the middle of the lap and then gained it back, so there's a lot more time for the beginning when you actually push. But see, then I died on the next lap, and that's why I don't do it. Lessons learned, 95 liters fuel burned before I died. Because I decided to push for the last few laps. Secrets in the setup. Steal it if you want.
There's a car approaching. Stay behind the white line. Just 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
You're kidding.
There's a car approaching. Watch your mirrors. Stay behind the white line.
Oh, that's you! Ribberonis! Oh, I should have hit you.
Yeah, you should have.
Mistakes were made.
I fucking died there already.
Checker flags out. 7th position.
Whoosh, man. When you want to go fast, you just always cut it. Ah. I was just like, oh, I'm on low fuel. I can do whatever I want. Totally couldn't. I'm actually kind of happy this low fuel run doesn't count. I'm already half a second down on my best time. Okay, just lost some of it. No, I'm getting it back. Never mind. No. Absolutely miserable low fuel lap this one. Another cut. Would have been a 16-0 if I hadn't gotten the cuts. But of course, some of the cuts gave me a little bit of time, but I lost a lot as well. So no wonder people are doing 15s. No wonder. I'd do that easy with low fuel.
Don't rush. Get it running. Get it back in the race.
But that's at least some comforting facts.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks for joining, everyone. Have a great night. I was just put the guys participating in the lobby in case you didn't catch it.
That's the end of the session.
So that was not as good as we were hoping to go for. Yeah, not exactly a good lap for me. I have quite a lot more pace in it with low fuel. The question is, are we going to qualify or not? I gotta say, I don't think we're going to do actual qualifying. I've been debating whether or not starting at the back of the grid or in the pits is better.
Starting in the pits is better in my view, but yeah, I think we've discussed this, we've spoken about it, and I think the starting from the pits option sounds like a very valid. Also to take the pressure off the starter, the early driver, and to give us the best chances of making the first half an hour when everybody's still real horny and going for it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a wise choice in the long run.
Just not sure it would make that much difference to be at the back of the grid. I think one of the issues with starting in the pits is that you have to pass all the guys that crash, and pass all the damaged cars. If you start at the back of the grid, they're all off track when you go past. You just make every back marker a piece of valid traffic in the first half an hour. Whereas if you're at the back of the grid and racing like you're trying to race your SR, you'll get like a bunch of positions for free in the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then it'll start to space out. But yeah, I mean, you might be right. I think I was the first one to suggest that we start from the pits as well, because it is the smart choice.
I mean, what I'm thinking is just there's sure going to be some big wrecks on the opening couple of laps. On the first lap, in general, there's 60 cars on the grid. And from a position too close from the back of the grid, the chance of getting caught up in the actual wrecks is so much bigger. And this is what we want to avoid. So losing a little bit of time to having to go around some slower cars or some still standing cars like that, I don't see it as a big problem. Whereas being caught up in a huge crash and actually being taken out by it because it's too close to you and it's like a peloton cycling, that's the worst. But we'll have plenty of time still to talk it through, figure out what to do. We should also have Martin in on the number 10.
That's true. And whoever is our fourth person, we're working on getting a fourth person at the moment.
Yeah,
Weighing up different options.
that's true.
Not.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I'm also well
Yeah,
for today now.
that's virtually a double stint we just did. That's 3 hours, so that's what the 3-hour race is going to be. Imagine what the 24-hour race is going to be like. It is actually going to be legitimate endurance.
What?
Did the fan make noise? Kerr?
I don't hear it.
I just switched it off. He just said you can move your fan now, which I guess is true, but it's actually, now that the fan stops, I'm noticing that it's really hot in my room. Thank God for fans.
God for fans.
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 Ooh,
Fan you.
just in time to catch your last wreck, and that'll be the last thing we get done on this stream. It's been a pleasure having you guys along. Let's stick out for a major part of it. Not the most action-packed stream we've ever had, but it's proper hard work, and we really do take this seriously. Wow, what a dodge! What a dodge! Reminds me of another incident I want to watch.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure indeed. And it's also just a question of us getting acquainted with how it is to stream on the PC and the technicalities of everything and making sure that it's going to be smooth when it's actually racing. So that's also a big part of it.
Yeah,
but
for
thank
sure.
you, Tony.
For sure.
See you tomorrow when I'll be doing the VRR US 300 in Gran Turismo Sport from Blue Moon Bay, the infield. It's going to be action-packed multi-class racing too. And then, as we've mentioned on several occasions by now, but I will not fail to mention it again, the 3 hours of Spa. Should we call it that? The VRR, the VRS.
The VRS Endurance Series at Spa.
Thanks.
3 hours. 2 guys in the team. That's gonna be us two, Dirten and Traels. And it's gonna be what, 17 CET?
It's gonna be. I think it was 17 GMT, so that's 19 CET.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, that's what it is.
So 7 o'clock Central European Time.
Yep. But as always, you can follow us on Twitter or join the community on Discord if you want updates on when we do our streams. We'll be certain to keep you posted on the developments on the iRacing side as well as on all of our other many facets to the channel.
Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett. Rest in peace.
But anyway, cheers. Thanks for tuning in.
Take care. Have a great night, you guys. Bye.